everyone, welcome back. I hope everyone's doing great. Today we're going to be making some cards. Look like this. This was the first one. I didn't really care for this, but it's growing on me a little bit. And it's how the inside looks. And then I did this one with nothing on there, and I like this one a lot, but I changed the ink on the outside, and it's silver. And I don't know who made it. And then I was like, but I didn't like the white part on there. So we're going to be stenciling, and I'll show you this. I guess we'll do the steps backwards. But we're going to put this cupcake topper on here. And I just think that it looks so much better already that I am so happy with, you know, sticking to my guns, I guess, in my head and saying, no, that doesn't look good. Fix it. So I do think I'm going to go with the black ink only because I'm stamping over a stencil. I don't know if that's a stamping faux pas or not, but I'm going to do it because why not? And I did still have some of that silver left on, so now my ink pad has silver on it, which is okay. I think the black will overpower it eventually. And so here we are right here. And it's going to say yum still. Yum. 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 All right. And then we are going to put our cupcake on top right here, but I want to use some foam to pop it up. All right, so let's go ahead and do that right here, here. And this foam, I believe, comes from the Dollar Tree. I believe it does. I'm not sure. Yep, it probably does come from the Dollar Tree. It's giving me a lot of problems. Not saying that the other foam that you get from more high-end places doesn't cause you to have the same exact issues, but you know, sometimes you get what you pay for, right? Like this one's not even perforated properly. I hope y'all have been great. My aunt was here last week visiting, and she went home, and then she got sick. She got admitted to the hospital, and now she's home again. So it's been a emotional roller coaster from her coming here, leaving, being sick, and I'm like, you want me to come to Houston? She's like, no. I'm like, okay. And then I shared this story with the wizard. I'm my aunt's benefactor. Not that that's important, but for this story it is. She was admitted to the hospital, and I don't know if it's the billing people or not, called me, and she was like, hi, you know, it's this Brandy, blah blah blah. I was like, yeah. She said, I'm calling from, I can't even remember the hospital that my aunt was in, but she said, I'm calling from there. See, this looks so much better, don't it? I think it looks a lot better than the other one. And I'm going to even take a walk on the wild side, and I'm going to pop up these hearts. And so she's like, yes, your aunt's not in her room, and I want to talk to you. Before she says that, you know, she says, you're your aunt benefactor. I was like, yes. Like, you know, my voice changed from what is this strange Houston number to why are you saying I'm my aunt's benefactor? Like, and she's like, well, your aunt's not in her room. And I'm like, is she okay? You know? And she's like, oh yes. I'm like, lady, I should stab you. So, you know, she was like, well, are you in the hospital with her? I said, I'm in San Antonio. And she's like, oh, well, I'll just wait for her to come back in her room. I'm thinking, you couldn't check at the nursing station to see where the heck she was? Really? You're going to call me, get me all upset and nervous like something's really wrong with my aunt, and then you trying to figure out her insurance stuff? Get out of here. You know, so I called my aunt immediately, and of course she's not answering her phone. It's going straight to voicemail. And I'm just paranoid now, like, if you've ever had any family members in the hospital, and they go for, my aunt is very secretive about her health sometimes. And this time she definitely was. So I'm going to try to get this close to this edge only because I don't want, oops, excuse the camera shake. I don't want it to come off the side. So let's go right here. Yay for Cupcake. And even though I said I wasn't going to use this happy birthday, I didn't pull it out. I got all the stuff out. We're going to use it. So if you have family members that, you know, people that you know that go to the hospital, or not frequently, but go into the hospital, and they do procedures, usually they say, hey, they're getting ready to do an ultrasound. They're getting ready to do this. They're getting ready to do this. My aunt didn't tell me anything. Because she knows that I'm a worrier, a big time worrier. I'm quite sure you guys can probably sense that now, right? But anyway, so I'm calling my aunt and I'm like, I text her, and my aunt's not really good with text messages. I mean, you know, it's modern technology. I say, call me, right? And I leave a voicemail, call me please. And so my aunt calls me back and she's upset because they treated her, she had a procedure done and she's all upset about not feeling good from the procedure. And I'm just like, the lady called me, you know, I'm trying to tell her why I'm upset. And in the end of it, I end up being upset because my aunt doesn't really want to talk to me about what's going on with her. And I'm just like, do you need, like, I'm asking her, do you need me to come to Houston? She's like, no. She's adamant about me not coming to Houston. So I'm like, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing with this side. I just, I'm going to fold on the line that is perforated on, and I'm going to move this to the corner like that. Put this orange piece of paper underneath there. Can you all see it? And we're going to tape this down just like that. And this is the, what is this thing called? Black diamonds, and I'm using picked raspberry. I really must say that I like this a lot better than the plain one. You know, I was thinking about dropping some sprinkles on there or squirting it with something, but I don't want to do that now. I just want to get this over with. I have to make like 8 cards. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you from the start to finish. I know we started in the mid-range, so I'm showing you the stenciling. Oh, crud. Make sure your tape is down good. I'm using Dollar Tree tape. And it usually sticks pretty well for me. But I've used it once already, so you may have to reapply if you're worried about that not sticking. I'm not too concerned about it not sticking, because I can just press down on it. And I'm also holding it to give me more peace of mind, I guess. It is another way you can do this. You can put the tape backwards so that you don't have to worry about any of the stencil coming off. But we're going to go with it like this. So anyway, you know, I call her. She calls me and she's trying to tell me that they're not treating her well and she's upset. I'm like, you know that when you go to the hospital, you don't go to the hospital to get rest. You go there to get better, to go home to get rest. And she's like, she doesn't like that. And, you know, I have a medical mindset when it comes to a lot of things that we discuss when it comes to health. So I'm just like, okay. But she, you know, she was so upset. Like, she was really angry with them. She's like, they won't give me anything and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, did you ask them for something? They don't have a Coke in this hospital. They don't have this. They don't have that. And she was upset because they didn't have pillows already. So, ooh. Them not giving her anything to relieve her indigestion really pushed her over the top. Really pushed her over the top. And, you know, at that point, I just gave up. I felt really bad for her. And I was just like, do you want me to call them? And she was like, what? I said, do you want me to call the hospital? And she kind of thought for a second. She was like, no, I got it. Blah, blah, blah. You know, she went off on me. And I was just like, okay. Because, like, when my aunt, she's been in the hospital. She's been admitted to the hospital a couple of times since my mother's passed away. And my aunt never wants me to get involved. Like, she never wants me to come up there. She never wants me to, or down or over. to Houston. I guess it's up. Yep, I guess it's up or over. She never wants me to come there because she knows that I don't have good sense when it comes to things like that, and I will probably find out some stuff that she's not doing properly, as well as I would probably act a fool. So, you know, she just does not want that type of behavior at the hospital, and I can respect that. You know, but I always ask her, do you want me to come? Like, she was supposed to have surgery last year, but she didn't. And I, you know, I went, I said, I'm going to come. We're going to come. Me and little roommate. You know, we got a hotel room and everything. But she ended up not having the surgery. So I'm coming in here getting this yum. I'm just applying some black silver ink now onto it. And I'm going to stamp it out again. And that's how that looks. Then we're going to take a cupcake. And here's our cupcake. Make sure it's the right size because I have like 2 or 3 of them with variant sizes. So we're going to put the card to the side. And I'll stamp out the sentiment later. So this is my only issue. I'm going to have to use a white card base. And this time I think I'm going to ink up the edges. Only because I have not been getting this all the way around the thing. I'm not sure if you watched the videos from the people that got a chance to go to Creativation. But I watched one of the things and Mr. Holtz was talking about these lids. And he was like, you know, I don't think he doesn't call people creators. He calls them makers. He say, I'm a maker. And he says, now the lids are stuck on it and I hate it. He seemed upset, to be honest. But he said so many people called and said the lids were loose. And they're supposed to be loose on purpose. And I wanted them loose so you can just get in and get what you're going to do and make. You don't have time to be messing with the lids. And then he was like, now it's a two-handed operation. So he's like, yeah, see? He said before you can just pop the lid off. I think people were not concerned about it being a two-handed operation, more so that they felt like that was a faulty equipment. Because I have some that the lid doesn't stay. I don't know what this is right here. I don't know if you can see it. I'm so distracted. I have to get my head in the game. So anyway, I want to stamp this out, ink it up, because I have not been able to apply this down properly. None of the times that I've done it. But I feel like with it being inked up, it won't be so off-putting to me. All right, so I'm going to glue this down. You can do whatever you want if if you decide to make something like this. If you layer it, if you have a scan and cut and you want the file, you can email me at my YouTube email and I'll send it to you. It's lefthandedcrafter@yahoo.com in case you're interested. All right. So we have this. And you see I went over a little bit and off right here, which is okay. And I'm just going to try to push this up. This glue is a little bit forgiving, but it does, adhere fairly quickly. And there we go. And I'll put these stars later, hearts later. So now I'm going to take some crepe paper, pull off enough. I really have more than less. The last time I did the crepe paper, I ran out and I had to double stick, and I didn't like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some tape, and I'm going to put 2 layers of tape so we can make our cupcake liner. It is fairly late here in my household. It's raining outside. You can hear the birds, the owls, or someone say woohoo. Can you hear that? It's around 7:30ish, maybe a little bit later. Last night I was freezing my craft fingers off, right? I was so cold in the house. The heater did not want to come on. I don't know what's going on with it. So I had to go up and look at the what is that? The thermostat thingy? No, it's not the hot water heater, but it's the air conditioning unit that's in the inside. I was like, because it's 39 degrees here. Well, it was yesterday. And so I woke up in the middle of the night on fire. It was so freaking hot. I was so hot. So now you're going to take your crepe paper and you're going to fold it over onto itself just like that. So you have a little fold. Once you fold it over, you're going to take it and you're going to apply it right down on your cupcake paper just like that. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take this piece that I have in my left hand and fold it over to where my right hand finger is, my right index finger, and you're going to apply it down. And as you're applying it down, you see right there it has, it's adhering. And so now what you're going to do is you're going to do the same thing to it. So all you're doing is creating those little pleats. You're just pleating it and you're folding it. Folding it over. 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 Now once you get to the last portion, you'll see that you've run out of space. And now all you need to do is take a thin strip of tape, or you can take the same size tape that you used in the beginning. Take a strip of tape. You're going to put it on the crepe paper itself. And then you're just going to apply a little bit of pressure so it adheres a little bit better. Pull off your strip. And then you're going to take your last piece and fold it over just as much as possible. And then there you have your cupcake liner. Turn it over so you can see that you're not going to cut your cardstock. And you're going to cut it. Okay, and right here I'm just going to turn it back over and I'm going to snip inside of here. And here we go. So I'm just cutting around the edges. All right, now we're going to go back to our card. I know you're probably thinking, Brandy, why are you so backwards? I don't know. I don't know. And you've seen me do this, but I just want to do a start to finish complete card with you all. And then we'll be done. We'll be done. I won't be, but we will be done. So now all I'm doing is taking some foam tape. And I feel like the foam just looks a lot better raised up on the card than not on the card. My only concern about making dimensional cards when I'm only sending just the card in the mail is the mail system. I have only mailed off a few things this year, and I have forever stamps from like 2004 when they were like 34 cents or 35 cents, and now they're what, $1, almost 50 cents now. I don't know what the U.S. postage is, but I am so glad my mom called. She was like, hey, look, they have stamps now that's going to be forever. So if you buy them now, you know, in 5 years, the price that changes, you can still use that stamp. And, you know, I listened to what my mama said, do. All right, so there we go. And you can see it has some dimension. I love that. So let's go ahead and cover this up really quickly. And we will be done. All right, so I'm deciding to go big because I am in Texas. So, so corny, I know. But hey, why not? It's early. I'm delirious. I'm not feeling too hot. You know, it's a lot of stuff going on. It's a lot of factors into my goofiness. I actually thought about doing a live stream, but I was just like, nah. I really didn't. I felt like I didn't have anything to offer besides, you know, my random silliness. But I think I'll think about some live streaming later on. And we'll do that. So you can't, oh no. What I was going to say before I put it in the wrong spot, you can't even see the outline, which is great. And there we have it. So now let's go ahead and stamp the inside, which you've already seen me do, but why not, Cupcake? I mean, come on. Who doesn't love cupcakes? I recently just discovered that I like cupcakes. Like, I never was a cupcake person. I'm just a chocolate chip. Oh, Brandy. Okay. I'm a chocolate chip, brownie, chocolate cake type of person, really. I love, 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 love this stamp. And I think the stamp set is pretty cool too, so I'll probably try to do some things with that. And we're going to use this happy birthday again. Now the happy birthday sentiment I had put on the big block as well, but as you all know, the depth of a clear stamp versus a rubber stamp is totally different, and it did not work out for me. And I have ink all over my fingers. This is crooked, as you can see. It doesn't line up. But you know what? It's going to work. I'm just applying some pressure here. I probably could put Yum in a different spot. There we go. This is our completed card. I do need to add one more thing. Okay, so I'm going to put this sticker on here. But even though it's puffy, it's still flat in the back. So I'm going to add a little piece of tape on the wrong side. It did not want to let that go. It was like, no, I refuse. So I need to put it on this side, Brandy. Come on, girl. You got this. All right. Just so it doesn't have to lean down, I wanted to make it stand up as well. So this is our completed card. I hope that you all like it. Let me know in the comment section what you would do different than what I've done. So this is our first one, which I do not like that much. I like it because I could see my entire concept. And honestly, this is the best cupcake line I did. And then this was the second one that I did. Still a little bit plain. This is the fourth one, actually. Let's get out the third one so you can see. Struggling to get it out this drawer. So this is the third one, and you can see I popped up. Well, you were here. We popped up this, but I like it overall. So I want to say thank you all for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.